Hello, dear friends. We are now almost. The word almost means closer, just short of, approximately, within a short distance, and just about. Opinion piece. Visible changes, very close, almost there, close to the denouement. Light is information. Promised land visible. 2022 was a roller coaster ride. 2023 will be a spectacular year. Fight for control of the world. There is a lot of money movement. A rules-based world order ends. Turkey discovers a major gas field. De-globalisation, the main trend for 2023. Let's start. The dark side is rumored to be ready to introduce a central banking digital currency in early January. And more rumors say the White Hats are focused on getting there sooner than that with the QFS global financial restart, according to Steve Biko. So, this has become a race to see who can get there first. 2022 was a roller coaster, but 2023 will be spectacular. We are almost there. Let's cross the finish line together. Rumors continue that our financial future is about to get brighter, but for the moment, our task is to get from here to there. Heaven has made it clear to us that we must pursue life, survival, and our daily needs during this time. Homer used to wander blindly through the ancient world, repeating the oral history of the Hellenes. Not much has changed, except that we are not blind. A great storm is brewing that would reveal all. A master plan has been devised to trap the wicked within their game, and people need to see how these events unfold through a financial collapse. I have heard many times from the Storm Rider and many others who say the same thing, so I believe it to be true. I first heard it from Charlie Watt in March 2020, then from Gene Decode. The only point that changes is the date, because nobody knows when. It's all about restoring the world to its original pristine model. Call it what you will. Promised land. The biblical concept of the promised land reads as follows: a land of streams, of waters, of fountains and springs, springing up in meadows and mountains, a land of wheat and barley, of wines, fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive trees, of oil and honey, a land where you shall not eat bread with scarcity, and where you shall not want for anything, a land whose stones are iron, and out of those mountains you shall bring forth copper. There you shall eat and be satisfied, and bless your God for the good land which he has given you. Deuteronomy 8:7-10. The shofar is a wind instrument made of horn that produces a sound similar to that of the trombone. It is mentioned 72 times in the Bible, in various contexts, and is also used in some Christian ceremonies. In the description of the conquest of Joshua and the village of Israel, the walls of Jericho collapsed after the shofars were played, in quotes. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great horn shall be blown, says Isaiah's prophecy 27:13, about the end times. News. Historic storm puts 240 million Americans in crisis, according to Zero Edge. According to Dalboon, January 31st, 2023 is set as the deadline for the redemption of Fed notes, but official confirmation is lacking. Winter arrives with vengeance and paints a part of Mexico City white. Dozens of flights cancelled in Spain due to the Air Nostrum airplane pilot strike. Russia donates 25,000 tons of wheat to Cuba as humanitarian aid. A new oil and gas field is discovered in the Russian Far East. Turkey discovers a large gas field in the midst of Europe's energy crisis. Social uprising in Iran after the death of a young Kurdish woman arrested for wearing the veil incorrectly. Predictions. Brandon Smith believes that the mother of all crashes will arrive in April 2023. De-globalisation could be the main trend by 2023, believes an analyst at JP Morgan Chase & Co. It has been predicted the breakdown of economic relations between the US and China. Danish bank Saxo Bank's predictions for 2023. China's withdrawal from the IMF to create a new global institution. A ban on meat consumption and Macron's resignation. According to the bank's expert forecasts, the world's economies are expected to move into war economy mode. It also says that governments will extend price controls, that there will be a referendum in the UK to cancel Brexit, and that gold will reach at least $3,000 per troy ounce. Opinions. Almost all the conspiracy theories about Twitter turned out to be true, says Elon Musk. Benjamin Fulford thinks Elon Musk would be another actor in a rubber mask, and that his free speech agenda would be bogus because Twitter still censors other broadcasters. Since the beginning of this year, US stocks have lost 11.7 trillion in market capitalization. Of that, more than $5 trillion in losses have come from Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and Tesla. Home sales also fell by 35% in November. The old world order ends according to Benjamin Fulford. It seems that 2022 will be known as the last year in which there is a rules-based world order that controlled any part of the world. As a sign of change, on 18th December, by a vote of 195 to 2, the world's nations agreed to double the amount of land and ocean protected and take other steps to halt the extinction crisis caused by humankind. The only two countries that voted at the UN against protecting nature are the Vatican and the US. This means that the entities at the top of monotheism have been acting against life on Earth. Thup says, it seems that the struggle for world control is about to end, and the dark side of the force is losing. Indicators of this are everywhere, as more truth comes out. In the end, you can't fight light because the darkness is part of the light. So in the end, the light appears and the darkness disappears. Good people are doing their best to get food supply chains back on track. I have a feeling that all this is about to change and reconstruction can begin. Everything has been focused on global control. It has been plastered all over the place, and the only film that comes close to revealing the whole truth is the film They Live, starring Roddy Piper. Puffiness says, the show being developed is simply a set of much-needed scripts intended to bring out the crooks and misaligned people who are being led down a very dark and dangerous path. Just thank your lucky stars you are not part of this. There are things afoot that will be jaw-dropping, and many should be. We expect a break at any time. That depends on us. There are many interested in stopping this show, this movie, but they cannot. There are others who have been waiting for a long time for the information that is coming. And there are others who do not believe. Just rest assured that there is much afoot that is essential to clean up. We believe that ranks are closing and tons of information is being exposed to show the correlation of movement to bring about the demise of humankind. The population explosion is real, and the demise of many is in sight, but it will not be as deep or as scattered as expected. There are many interested in seeing society dismantled, but it won't happen. It doesn't matter how or why. I just know it won't happen. There is a lot of money movement going on, and much more is planned. Just rest in the knowledge that all this takes time. It will be done. You can be sure of that. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.